Aloha everyone, this is Lenora, Hawaii's Pickle Lady. Today I'm doing something that a lot of you are not familiar with. I'm going to stuff some bitter melon. This is a delicacy for most of the Chinese people. The younger generation don't really care for this, but I'm going to show you how to do it because it's an old-time favorite and I love it, okay? And the bitter melon that I have here, I cleaned out some of it. It was about 8 inches long. So I cut off the ends and I cut it in about 1-inch pieces like this. And what I did was I took out the seeds. So you take it like this. So all you do is you kind of get a spoon and dig out the seeds. And then you have this nice hollow that we're going to stuff some pork hash with. There's one. And here's the last one. Very easy to do. And sometimes the seeds are red, but that's okay because that means it's very mature. But just take it out because you don't want to crunch into the seeds. But I knew somebody who liked to eat the seeds too, so it's your preference, okay? And they sell these in the Chinese restaurants, okay? So now I'm gonna make the stuffing for it. So I have 1/2 pound of pork hash, which is just ground pork, and a teaspoon of cornstarch, 1 egg, 2 water chestnuts chopped up, 2 shiitake mushrooms, or the dried Chinese mushrooms that are soaked until it's soft. And then I cut it all up. And then, and this is how the shiitake mushrooms look like, or the Chinese mushrooms. You just go to a Chinese store, and they're kind of wrinkly like this. It comes in a bag like this, and you have to soak it. So these, you don't need refrigeration. I just keep it on a shelf, and it keeps forever because it's just dried, okay? And then the other thing is called chung choy, which is a dried turnip. And about a tablespoon, and I just chopped it all up. And this is what it looks like. It comes in a package like this. This is a big package, but you can buy a small bag in Chinatown. But I just bought the big bag, and this is actually what it is. So this is what it is. You see the leaves and the stems and the stalk. So you have to soak this because it's very salty. And I chopped it up, but I use it for other dishes, so that's why I bought a big bag, okay? Then you have a tablespoon of soy sauce, a teaspoon of wine. You can use Chinese wine or any kind of wine. 1/2 teaspoon of white pepper. Chinese like to use white pepper because they don't like the black in there. And let's see, 1 teaspoon of sugar and a teaspoon of sesame oil. Okay, that's it. That's it. And we mix it up real good. And this is a really old-time favorite. If you make it for some of your aunties or your grandmas, they're gonna love you for it because a lot of the young people don't like to eat this. And it depends. Sometimes you get bitter melons that are very bitter. Other times it's very mild. So I don't think you can tell the difference. You just have to take a chance on it. It might be too much filling, but you can use it to stir fry, or if you make wontons, you can use the same kind of filling. But just make sure everything's mixed up really good. And then we fill it. So just put as much as you can, and you can make it mound up so you can use a lot of this. See, it's kind of coming out, but then after that I can just kind of make it like a mountain. And some of the kids, since they don't like the bitter melon, they might just eat the pork hash. Okay, let's see, we can move this here. See, you can be very generous. It's coming out this side. Then I'm gonna put it here. So again, this is very nice and colorful. Some people even put shrimp in it. You can do that too. Okay, this is a smaller piece, so it won't go through because it's closed on one end, so I can put more on top. Okay. And some people might not like the bitter melon, but they still like this to eat. So what you can do is substitute like zucchini. Cut it up and make a hole in the middle and then steam it. This will be something different. So I'm just going to try to use all of the filling. Just mound it up real high. Because what can you do with just a few tablespoons of the filling? So might as well use it up. Okay. Okay. Now I have a steamer here, and I have some water in it, about an inch, inch and a half. And then I have the steamer here, and you want to boil it first so that it's cooking good. Now this is a plate grabber, and this will be in the description. This is a handy gadget. So you see, if I try to put it in or take it out, it's very difficult. So when you have this grabber, all you do is you do this, and it holds it really nicely. And now it's ready to steam for about half hour, and I'll see you after. Okay, now it's all done. Now I'm going to take it out. It's been half hour of steaming, and now I'm going to make the sauce that goes on top. So about a tablespoon of oil. Swish it around. Pan is hot. And I'm going to add a tablespoon of garlic and ginger that are minced. I forgot to tell you. Okay, these are black beans. Now this is different from the Korean type of black beans. It's a totally different taste. So Chinese use this kind of beans, and it comes like this, but you can buy it in small packages. But I use it, and again, no refrigeration. So this comes, there's some ginger in it, and the beans are dried and salted. So you have to soak it and then rinse it out. Maybe soak it about 5-10 minutes, and then rinse it out and drain it. So this is how it looks from the container. Looks like this. Okay. And after I soaked it, this is what it looks like. Black beans. You don't have to mash it too much. Okay, back on the stove. The garlic, I didn't want it to burn. So now I'm just going to add the black beans. This is about 2 tablespoons. Tastes really good. And then I'm going to add a tablespoon of oyster sauce. Sugar. Okay. And 1 teaspoon of sesame oil. And then I'm going to put some cornstarch, 1 tablespoon with a 1/4 cup of water. Mix it up, and this makes the gravy. Stir it up. Now it's a little thick, so I poured out the juice from the steaming of the bitter melon. So this will make the sauce thinner. Just cook it for about another minute until all that starch is gone. Okay, now I'm gonna turn it off. Now you just drizzle on this sauce right over the bitter melon. Now I'm just pour your gravy right over as much as you like. And that is all. Now sprinkle some green onions just to make it look presentable. Looks delicious. I'm gonna taste it in a second. Okay? Now, this is what I've been waiting for, because this is one of my favorite dishes, but I'm the only one that eats it, so I guess this is all for me. Let's see how it is. And like I said, you never know about the bitter melon. Sometimes they're bitter and sometimes they're not. And let's see. Got some of the pork hash and the bitter melon. It's a little bitter, but it's very good. And it's good for your system too, this bitter melon. And has the black beans, which has an unusual taste, but a lot of people in Hawaii especially are familiar with the black bean sauce. They cook it with all kinds of things, spare ribs and whatnot. So I really enjoy this, and this is going to be part of my dinner. So if you like this video, don't forget to smash that like button and comment and subscribe if you haven't. And let me know how you like it, and if you have any requests, I'll try to do it. So mahalo for watching. Thank you.